This is part 1 on my story time on how holding energetic frequencies can change the world. Here's the follow-up. Now, my examples have been particularly extreme because I was being prepared to do this now. Maybe not everyone is going to have as extreme examples as I do. However, if you do not do or say anything that is outside of your comfort zone. You're not there yet. Maybe you are, which is great, but many of you will not be. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm channeling. This is the preparation, okay? You're going to get there, but don't jump yet. Allow me to keep channeling the lessons that I'm putting in the toolkit. Allow me to get more and more people on board so that we can support everyone through everything that's coming. You don't need to have everything done by tomorrow, okay? I mean, how long did it take me to get here from peak PTSD? 7 years? Like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I want to be inspirational, but do not deplete yourself energetically too early, please. It's so interesting how these are shadows that come up, and Thoth is communicating with me about these things to take me back to lessons that I needed to learn to be able to do this today. And I had a contemplation period this morning, and there is more examples which I'm not going to list because it's going to be like a laundry list, right? Like, this is not about calling people out. This is about demonstrating something that is about the power of holding frequency. So I'm going to focus only on 2 examples when I'm talking now. So like the first one, the thing about what had happened in the art gallery, I don't think that any of the people involved are fundamentally bad people. In fact, I love those people. Like, the owner is my twin flame. I didn't believe in twin flames until it happened to me. It's a lot. I think it's quite common for the Starseed experience right now. I got to meet my twin flames so that I could purify my channel, so that I could do this, right? Like, there's a lot of similarities in our story, but there's some key fundamental differences too. So like, for example, we both have horrific childhood trauma, right? It's very similar in nature. However, I believe that if I don't like something, then I'm not going to be it. I'm going to do the inner work so that I am not it, so that I'm something different. I'm going to take those lessons and I'm going to use them to create a world that I do want, okay? Whereas like, this is not a pity party, but I have a spiritual reality. Here's the physical reality, right? If I didn't have that spiritual reality, what happened to me, which was just like, basically she took a living person and she thought that person is trash because this person is going to stop my cycle of deceit and, quite frankly, abuse, okay? This is someone who has the childhood trauma. They have adulthood trauma too. One of those adulthood traumas involves them being ostracized and treated unfairly over a lease for another gallery. Then they had to leave that town. And like, that's exactly what they did to me with my tarot reading, right? But not only that, they did it for selfish reasons to try and cover up their own behavior. Just before Christmas, to me, who was a single parent to 2 kids, who had just lost their job, and the year before she was also aware that their other mother had disowned them because their other mother was someone who was abusive towards me and had no interest in our children. As soon as I said there's a way that we can co-parent without us being together, as soon as the kids were no longer leverage for the relationship, the kids were trash, right? So that's interesting because you can have an experience of childhood trauma and then not think about children that you're traumatizing in your adult life. That was a really important Christmas for them, right? But she didn't think about anything like that because she was so caught up in her own ego and her own fears. This is someone who is a slave to their ego and their fears, right? And then there's all of the people that are in the gallery that I had counted as friends. Okay? Now, they all remained silent. And the reason why they did that was because that person, my twin flame, is their employer. Did that make sense? Well, yes, it was a reason, but it was not an excuse. Because the reason why that was possible is because everyone in that space held the energy of corruption. Do you understand? None of those people are bad people, but they're all holding the energy of corruption, including my twin flame. Like, I don't think she's a bad person, but I think that this was wrong, right? Come and join us on Reddit, r/revolutionisspiritual.